most famous monuments of antiquity, the Egyptian pyramids have long attracted countless visitors from around the world. Although these magnificent structures have existed for thousands of years, some great mysteries still shroud them to this day. Accordingly, we can't even say in detail how the inhabitants of the Pharaonic Kingdom managed to create such huge, and at the same time, perfectly aligned buildings. The mysteries and facts that we are going to present to you today show us once again how many mysteries the past still holds. Be sure to hit the like button and ring the notification bell for more great videos. Also stick around until the end to learn one of the darkest secrets of the Egyptian pyramids that you've likely never heard before we get started.
You are watching Hysterical.
Hidden Chamber. In 2017, there was great excitement among the experts. A previously unknown cavity was discovered in the heart of the Cheops pyramid, and this is not a small alcove, but a room that's at least 30 meters long. In fact, the scientists received help from space during their investigation, not from slippery aliens, but from so-called nuance. These elementary particles are thrown towards the Earth in the form of showers, and unlike gamma rays or X-rays are able to pass through dense materials such as stone or concrete. The corresponding neon scan thus showed that a hidden chamber exists above the Great Gallery. However, we don't know what this mysterious cavity is all about, and it will probably stay that. Apparently, there's no corridor leading to the chamber, and drilling into it could endanger the structure of the entire pyramid. The tallest pyramid. If we take a look at the magnificent pyramids of Giza in their entirety, it seems that the central pyramid of Khafre's, by far the largest structure, towering over all the surrounding ones by a few meters, but in reality, things are quite different with an original height of 146.59. The Cheops pyramid became the tallest representative of its kind and is still considered the largest pyramid in history today. The massive tomb towers 138.75 meters above the desert floor. The Khafre pyramid, which currently rises 136.4 meters above the ground, reached a height of 143.5 meters in ancient times. But how is it then that the Pyramid of Giza, which is actually the second highest, looks like the largest of these ancient tombs in many photographs? This is simply because it sits on slightly higher ground and also has a steeper incline than its counterparts. Although this pyramid is one of the most popular and certainly one of the largest, the Pyramid of Khafre is considered the best. Indeed, the outside of the building is still adorned with some remnants of the once brilliant white limestone cladding, which brings us to the next point. Age question. A brief search shows that the Cheops pyramid is around 4,500 years old, but how can we be so sure about this? The corresponding radiocarbon dating was carried out in the 1980s, but critics complained that this form of age determination was not as mature as it is today. And indeed, the tests of the 1990s suggest that the age estimates could be off by more than 2 centuries. Temperatures. When the Cheops pyramid was thermographically examined a few years ago, the experts were confronted with an unexpected result. The temperatures of the structure were analyzed in detail at 2 different points in time: in the morning when the sun slowly warmed the stones, and in the evening when the thermometer began to climb down again. In the course of the investigations, however, conspicuous temperature differences should be detected. In the lower rows on the east side, there are 3 smaller vertical limestone blocks that are significantly warmer than the surrounding blocks. The situation in the middle of the east side was very similar. Analysis of the soil revealed that there's something like a path that leads to those very different blocks. The origin of these temperature anomalies could lie in unknown cavities or in material differences and cracks. The temperature inside. When the scorching summer sun brings beads of sweat down our foreheads, there's truly nothing more pleasant than a working air conditioning system. Although the ancient Egyptians naturally knew nothing about technical cooling systems and fans, the interior of the Cheops pyramid is characterized by extremely refreshing temperature. In detail, the thermometer there never climbs above 20 degrees Celsius, even when the scorching summer sun heats the surrounding areas to a celt during 50 degrees Celsius. We know that the Egyptians would have used all sorts of interesting means to keep cool during these months, but is it possible that the pyramids would have served as a place for people to cool off when the heat grew out of control? We don't know for sure how many people would have been allowed inside the pyramids back during their prime. Most historians assumed that the pyramids would have been off-limits to everyday citizens and would have been reserved for special occasions for pharaohs or even for other purposes that we've yet to learn about. However, one thing is for sure, whoever happened to be inside of these pyramids all those years ago is likely thankful that they weren't stuck outside in the brutal heat. Lost technologies. As already mentioned, the construction of the pyramids has been overshadowed by big question marks to this day. On the one hand, the question arises as to how the ancients managed to pile up the heavy blocks of stone into such perfect structures, but that's not all. The enigma of stone processing is also repeated at the center of debates. Drilling and sawing a material as hard as granite and basalt required tools that were at least as hard as the materials themselves. Thus, those who reject the theory of softer copper tools believe that the Egyptians had far more advanced technology. However, the high-tech stone saws of antiquity have been lost again over the centuries. Mysterious granite coffin. The fact that a massive granite sarcophagus was once recovered from within one of the pyramids of Giza is exciting, but not a sensation in and of itself. What makes this exciting find so puzzling is the fact that the coffin is actually far too big for the burial chamber in which it was discovered. So it seems as if there was no way at that time to transport the coffin into the room without massively damaging the entrance or the sarcophagus itself. The researchers have played through several variants in this regard, none of which should bring any revealing insights. In fact, it seems as if the burial chamber was only built around the granite coffin afterward. What prompted the ancient Egyptian builders to take such an unusual step is still an unsolved mystery. One idea is that the Egyptians may have known those grave robbers would become a problem in the following years. After all, the Egyptians were known for burying their dead with heaps of jewels, gold, and other valuables. It makes sense that robbers would want to get their hands on those precious. If that's the case, the leaders at the time may have done their best to make it far too difficult to steal the bodies of the deceased. Instead of simply placing their coffin in a large room, they may have built the room and burial chamber around the coffin so that it could never be removed. This is nothing more than a theory, but it certainly seems possible. According to some rumors, the ancient building is now even being used as trash. And now it's your turn. What do you think of the discoveries and mysteries we brought to you today? We look forward to your comments. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss another video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one and see you next time.